Today we're going to talk about what if you can't or won't apply for the Keeping Families Together program because you fear the temporary stay could become permanent. Even if you don't apply for this program, you still have ways to get your green card if you qualify. It just takes longer. I'm going to cover your options today. Let's talk about key requirements for Keeping Families Together program. Having a U.S. citizen spouse, have no more than one illegal entry, and inside the United States for 10 years. That sounds pretty straightforward, right? But what if you don't meet some of these conditions? Here's where alternatives come in, and one of them might be the right solution for you. Let's look at the common scenarios. Imagine you entered the US legally, but don't have an immediate family member who is a US citizen. Does this mean you can't adjust your status? Absolutely not. You can get a green card, but you might not be able to adjust. Here are some examples. Maria entered the US on a tourist visa, but stayed beyond the allowed time, means she overstayed her visa. She now doesn't have a citizen relative who can obtain her residency through the Keeping Families Together program. But what can Maria do? Option 1, she finds an employer willing to sponsor her. Maria could apply for an employment-based visa if she still has legal status. Option 2, if she's been a victim of a crime, she could qualify for a U visa, which provides protection and the possibility to adjust her status later. Option number 3, if she's been a victim of human trafficking, she can apply for a T visa and adjust status later. Option 4, let's say she's married to a lawful permanent resident who can still file for a green card, but it takes multiple steps. As you can see, even if you don't have an immediate family member who is a US citizen, there are other paths to achieve a green card. Now, what if your entry was illegal, but you have a citizen spouse, but have not been in the United States 10 years? Not all is lost. Let's review Juan's case. Juan entered the US without papers in 2019. Meaning he entered illegally. And he married Maria, a US citizen, in 2021. Although he doesn't qualify for the Keeping Families Together program, he can still start a marriage-based application, but will need a waiver to travel outside the United States to get his green card. Yes, this takes longer than if he had qualified for the new program, but he'll still get the same result. How does this work? Step 1, file the I-130 petition to demonstrate his relationship with Maria is legitimate and not just to receive an immigration benefit. Step 2, apply for a waiver to forgive his unlawful presence. At the end of the day, he entered without permission. Step 3, only after the waiver is approved does he attend a consular interview at a US embassy or consulate outside the United States, usually his country of birth. And step 4, after the interview, travel back to the US as a lawful permanent resident to reunite with Maria and his family in the United States. It's a long process. Yep, takes years. But it's a viable alternative for those eligible for a waiver. What if you don't have a legal entry or a citizen relative? This might seem like a more complicated situation, but there are still options. George crossed the border without inspection and doesn't have a US citizen or lawful permanent resident family members. What options does George have? Deferred action or DACA. If he meets the requirements, he might qualify for DACA, which provides temporary protection and work authorization, but obviously you would have had to have been in the United States before 2012 and comply with the other requirements. Humanitarian visas. George could apply for a U visa or a T visa if he's a victim of a crime or human trafficking. Asylum. If George faces persecution in his home country, he could apply for asylum within 1 year of having entered. Special immigrant juvenile, if he's under 21 and was abandoned, abused, or mistreated by at least one of his parents, he might qualify for this green card program. Each case is unique and depends on your situation. That's why it's crucial to consult an immigration attorney to review all of your options. Remember, even though the Keeping Families Together program is suspended for now, there's a high likelihood it will be reinstated. Keeping Families Together is just another group that gets deferred action, just like DACA. I have lost count of the numbers of lawsuits against DACA. However, those that filed when they could have still have it, whereas those that chose to wait to apply for DACA are still waiting. Which will you do? Immigration laws are constantly changing, especially with the upcoming elections. Subscribe to our channel to stay informed about the latest news and important changes. If you don't qualify for this program, don't worry. There are many other options to get your green card. The key is to understand your situation well and explore all possible routes, not just the one you heard of yesterday. If you find this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. This way we can bring you more valuable content. And don't forget to leave your questions or comments below. We always read and respond to them. Remember, we're in this together.
Hey, did you like the video? I invite you to watch another video where I share more tips on how to protect your reputation as an immigrant. Until next time.